Hello and welcome to lilbitmansha. This is a long video format and I'm experimenting with this for the first time ever on lilbitmansha. This is my love story with egg. Why do I like eggs so much? I am attempting to make an egg salad here for breakfast on one of the finest days. I saw this recipe on my way back home in a train with 1 GB data on my phone and 6% battery, but I kept on watching the video because it caught my attention that they replaced mayonnaise with cottage cheese. I am not the biggest fan of mayonnaise because I know that it is one of the most disgustingly prepared condiments there is. It's just oil and like milk solids and fats and emulsification somehow. I am an absolute mayonnaise hater. But I do like cottage cheese. I have started to like cottage cheese so much over the last couple of months, and it's become a staple for all of my breakfast. So I substituted mayonnaise with cottage cheese, which you will see eventually in the later parts of the video. But that is not the point. This is not a recipe video. This is my love story with egg. I don't know how to explain why I love egg so much. There's something about egg when you eat it. It just feels like a warm hug in your stomach. And not all types of eggs, okay, hear me out. I am not a fan of all forms of egg. I only like specific, so a hard-boiled egg is a complete no-no. Up until last year, I did not like eating boiled eggs, but when I had a jammy egg, it's a tongue twister to say a jammy egg if you say it like too fast, but when I had a jammy egg for the first time as part of a ramen, I absolutely realized why I did not like hard-boiled eggs. And boiled eggs are fine as long as the yolk is still a bit soft and runny. It's just amazing. So, a little fast forward. No, a little rewind actually. Yes. I'm not going to do another retake of this voiceover. No, I'm not. I'm just too tired for that. But a little rewind. I grew up in a very vegetarian household, and my mother made it a point that my brother and we had eggs almost every day. One for the nutritional value, of course, but also to develop our love for egg and to have that familiarity, because my parents, they traveled a lot, and at different in different cities in different parts of the world, they realized that it's very difficult to find good vegetarian options and have a nice meal without consuming any form of meat or eggs. Well, my father still ate eggs, my mother did not, and she struggled a lot with food in all these like different countries, especially when she was traveling in the east in China. She struggled a lot. Anyway, my parents decided that we should eat eggs because no matter where you go, in the smallest village, city, neighborhood, wherever, you would still end up finding eggs, bread, and milk. That's a staple in every country, every city, every village, and that makes up for a good meal. So, growing up for several years, for several breakfasts, we would have eggs, bread, milk in some form or the other. And for the lack of time, sometimes we would have a hard-boiled egg because it requires less attention than making sunny side up or a fry. I did not like hard-boiled eggs. I did like the whites but not the yolks, and I found it very difficult to just swallow it down. It was just very difficult for me. But then eventually we moved on to doing sunny side ups or half fry, which was still good. However, I would always see my father have a runny yolk on his egg, and I would want that because I don't know why, but a runny yolk makes more sense than a hard-boiled yolk. So when I moved to Netherlands and started cooking for myself, eggs were a good rescue because they would be very quick to make and wouldn't require a lot of attention and would be a very nutritious breakfast in my opinion. So egg, bread, milk is still a staple breakfast almost 4 or 5 days out of the 7 days of the week. That's my breakfast. I've added cottage cheese now to it because it adds more protein and I like the cheesy flavor and basically enhances the whole experience of a breakfast. Makes it a little more fancy in my opinion. So that is my love story with egg. It's pretty simple, not that intense, but I think on an average I think every day I eat an egg in some one form or the other, and I do like it. I love eggs. This is a small video, not too long. I'm experimenting with the content. It's probably gonna end in 30 seconds. The sandwich turned out to be good. I am happy with the efforts that I put in and the reward in the end. It was a very crispy, nice, soft, gooey, very flavorful sandwich, and I added vegetables to it. That's a plus. I kept the mixture for a little more than a day in my fridge. Perfect. The crisp on the top was really, really good. I was very confused on how to cut it because it is interesting on how you cut your sandwich. It affects the taste, in my opinion. And this is what the sandwich looked like. Enjoy!